forces opening fire this weekend, completing a takeover of territory Russia now claims is its own. ABC's Alex Marquardt and his team have been in the middle of it all, and he joins us now with the latest. Alex?
Good morning, Martha. This says it all. The parliament here in Crimea's capital waving a huge Russian flag. Those mysterious Russian forces we've seen over the past few weeks here in Crimea now no longer hiding their identity, instead proudly showing off that they, and now Crimea, are Russian.
Вот это да. И вон еще один, смотри. Чё-то я очкую. Ё, крутяк, блядь! Ни хера себе! Это да! Стой на месте, не ходи, Илья. Крутой. Это хоть на танк похоже.
Armed men described by Ukrainian officials as Russian troops seized the parliament building in Simferopol, Crimea's capital, while others patrolled outside the autonomous region's main airport. Armored personnel carriers with Russian markings appeared on roads Friday along the peninsula, an area with stronger historical ties to Russia than to Ukraine's central government in Kiev. These moves, and evidence that the Russian Navy is blocking the Ukrainian Coast Guard, prompted a sharp reaction from U.S. President Barack Obama.
We are now deeply concerned by reports of military movements taken by the Russian Federation inside of Ukraine. Any violation of Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity would be deeply destabilizing. The United States will stand with the international community in affirming that there will be costs for any military intervention in Ukraine.
Earlier, Ukraine's acting president accused Russia of military invasion and occupation.
The Russian Federation has begun an overtly aggressive campaign against our country. Under the pretense of military training, they have brought military force into the Autonomous Republic of Crimea and have not only captured the parliament and cabinet of ministers, they are also attempting to take control of civilian strategic points such as communications.
Moscow denied its forces had entered Crimea. Russian officials say any troop movements there are in keeping with Moscow's existing agreements with Ukraine. Ukraine's defense ministry says it has information that unknown, quote, radical forces are planning attempts to disarm its military units in Crimea early Saturday.
In the foreground, a hooded and masked Ukrainian opposition fighter dressed against the cold with makeshift club. In the backdrop, the barricades thrown up on Kiev's Independence Square. For 3 months, hundreds and thousands of men and women like this camped out on the square, and often theirs seemed a drawn-out, quixotic quest to oust President Viktor Yanukovych. They didn't seem all that powerful. This photograph telegraphs their deceptive strength, why Yanukovych fled in the middle of the night. It spells out why he decided he couldn't prevail. Today, there's much talk of the threat of Russia invading, but this photograph explains why Vladimir Putin won't. The risk of a long, hard, and ultimately unwinnable fight is too high.